What is up, everybody? Welcome back to, I guess, another episode of the Get a Grip Experience.
Yep. And is this going to be Halloween edition, or are we going to release it the day after Halloween?
I think that I'm going to premiere mine tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Alright, so it's Halloween edition number 2. 2 Halloween episodes. A great trick.
Wow.
Or treat. That was a terrible wordplay, and I hope you forgive me for that.
That was... Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I kind of want to die now. We should just roll into what this episode's about. So, this is essentially a dream team for both of us. Both me and Get a Grip Sports Football have assembled dream teams of every position except for offensive line and kicker and punter. Unless you want to do kicker and punter. Do you want to do that?
You already know. You already know.
So are we doing kicker and punter?
Yes. Well, we can do... Yeah, let's do that.
Right.
Kicker and punter.
I left kicker and punter, so it'll be completely off the top of my head. But, so, we'll be making a dream team of every position except offensive line, because it's kind of hard to measure. And let's be honest, we don't know offensive linemen. And the limit is back 60 years from now.
There's no Joe Thomas.
Yeah. So every player from 60 years from now to today are eligible for this team, for this roster that we will be creating, this dream team, so to speak. So we have access to pretty much every player that ever lived, almost. Every good player that ever lived. So, their possibilities are endless. The way you might want to stack your team, is it going to be a running team, a passing team? You know, the possibilities are endless here. So, who do we want to start with? Do we want to start with quarterback or coach?
I say we do quarterback at the end.
And coach first. Alright. So, I went above and beyond with this. I did coordinators as well. I didn't go so far as to do like a quarterback coordinator, an offensive line coordinator, no. But I did do head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator. For my head coach.
Dedication.
Yeah, the dedication to content. But for my head coach, I have Vince Lombardi. And I think that's a good decision, obviously. I think he's the best coach of all time. And I would want him on my team. And also he has great mic'd up segments. Then, for my offensive coordinator, I have Andy Reid, the offensive mastermind, on my team.
This is so biased.
Andy Reid is an offensive genius. He took plays from 60 years ago in the Rose Bowl and implemented them in the Super Bowl. He is an offensive mastermind, and I want Big Red on my team every day.
I'd rather have Mike Tomlin.
Okay, then. Now, who's biased now? Then my defensive coordinator, and I think that it's an underrated part of his coaching, is Bill Belichick. Because I have to have him on my roster anyway, and I think he's a very good defensive-minded coach.
You'd put him as your defensive coordinator? What about Matt Patricia?
You're funny. But so,
as a defensive coordinator, not as a head coach. Absolutely not as a head coach.
But Bill Belichick, I think it's underrated part of his game, and I've heard people talk about how he calls the defensive plays. Like, the defense is essentially his. And, offensive coordinator handles all the offensive plays, and the defense is his. And I think he has done a great job over the 20 years, not so much last week. But he's done a great job over the years to have a good, solid defense. And I think that's an underrated aspect, and that's why I want him on my team.
Okay.
So who are your coaches?
For my head coach, obviously, Vince Lombardi.
Yeah, he's got to be.
So, if I was going to do offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, I'd probably go with Josh McDaniels and Matt Patricia.
Okay, for real, though. For real. They'll be making... this is a serious list.
I got my top 5 coaches of all time here, if you want that.
Alright, fine. I'll take that. That works. It works.
I got Vince Lombardi, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick, number 2.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Don Shula of the Dolphins at number 3.
Yeah, the perfect season. Definitely. Never going to be topped.
George Halas, I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah, he was the original founder of the Bears. He was probably one of the most instrumental men in football. Pretty much started football, actually.
Yep, absolutely. And then number 5, I think this is a little bit biased, but it's Chuck Noll.
Chuck Noll. Let me sound off my biased alarm. Jeez. I mean, seriously, come on now. You've got every coach in the world. I guess it's a dream team, technically, so you can build whatever coach you want. But
Yo, he's on my dream team.
All right. So, what position do you want to start off with? Kicker, punter, linebacker?
Yeah, start off with special teams.
Special teams? All right. So, for my kicker, I did not prepare the list because I did not know that we were going to do kicker and punter. But I have, off the top of my head, Adam Vinatieri and Justin Tucker. Yeah, that's right. We're having 2 kickers on my roster. Yeah, so not Harrison Butker, but Adam Vinatieri and Justin Tucker. Then for punter, I don't really know that many punters, so forgive me. But I know one, and that's Pat McAfee, just because he is like the podcast, so that's what I listen to. So just Pat
I
McAfee.
thought you were gonna say Dustin Colquitt.
No. He's a great punter.
We just got released by the Steelers, so.
Mm-hmm. And then my backup would be obviously Tommy Townsend, the best punter in the league.
Love that hair.
That's true. All right, so who's your punter and kicker?
For kicker, I sound like such a big Patriots fan. I got Adam Vinatieri and Stephen Gostkowski.
Even though he just missed a 48-yarder and is slowly tailing
That's
off.
the reason he made the list.
Okay, then. Oh, wait, I forgot who your
For
punter. Yeah, who's your punter?
Ray Guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty good punter.
Was he like a first-round draft pick? Like, this man was a freaking legend.
Yeah, he was. I think the Saints drafted somebody like a punter first overall. I'm pretty sure. It was a couple years ago, and everybody hates that draft pick.
Robert Aguayo was a second-round pick.
Okay. Okay, so...
Also, Janikowski was like a second, maybe first-round pick.
That's true. Yeah, he's been playing. He played forever. I think he retired, though, right?
He's probably with the Titans.
Okay. Cody Parkey. Okay, so what position do you want to move on to, I guess?
Let's go to defensive back.
Defensive back. All right. So I did not compile many. I only had 3 that I could remember, kind of. And for mine, I had Deion Sanders, obviously, primetime. Then I have Charles Woodson, because I saw him in a Football Life documentary, and I really liked him. I had Night Train Lane, because his tackles were amazing. He almost like beheaded guys, and he had a rule changed for him. So yeah, those were my 3.
Sorry, who you cut out for a second?
Oh, sorry. So my DBs. Oh, and also Troy Polamalu and Ed Reed. So Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, Deion Sanders, Charles Woodson, and Night Train Lane. Those are my DBs.
Okay. It's respectable.
So yeah, we basically.
All I'm saying is,
yeah,
I don't have Troy Polamalu on my list.
Wow, that's disgraceful.
I've got 2 other Steelers though.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Oh, I forgot Mel Blount, right? That's how you pronounce his name. I think that's
Yeah, that's right. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, okay. Well, but yeah, we basically include like coverage, blitzing, tackling, all of them into one. Those are my guys that I would want on my team.
Okay. I think you're forgetting about a very key player.
Who is that?
Darrelle Revis.
I kind of remember him. Didn't he like play forever?
Yeah, he played for the Chiefs for a little bit. How do you not remember?
Wow, I don't remember that. I don't remember him at all. I'll be honest.
But my number 1 defensive back is Ronnie Lott.
Oh, I forgot about Ronnie Lott. Darn it.
The man who cut off his finger to keep playing.
Yeah, I forgot about Ronnie Lott. Whoops.
Yeah, he's a legend. Mad respect for him. Second overall, on my second player is Rod Woodson, Steelers legend.
I always get Charles Woodson and Rod Woodson mixed up. Are they the same person?
Yeah,
I have no clue.
Woodson's better.
I think Charles Woodson is more recent, I believe.
Number 3, I got Deion Neon Sanders.
Yep.
Prime time.
Yep.
He was fun to watch.
Definitely fun to watch. I sometimes just go watch his old highlights.
At number 4, I got Mel Blount.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, his highlights are fun to watch.
Is that all your DBs?
And then I got one more. This man terrorized the Steelers for years. Nothing but respect for him. I still have nightmares about him. Ed Reed.
E.D. Reed.
Gosh.
Yeah, I like watching him. I'll watch his old highlights, and they're really fun to watch.
They are really fun to watch.
Yeah, that's the guy who I feel like.
Super exciting player.
Yeah, I feel like that's the guy who would just like run me over, and then pick me up by his pinky, and then throw me, and then run me over again, and not care.
Now imagine being a Steelers fan.
He would probably just punt you to the moon.
You already did.
All right, what other position do you want to go next? That doesn't make any sense, but what position do you want to go next?
Let's go linebacker. I really like this.
Linebacker. So for my linebackers, I have Ray Lewis, Luke Kuechly, because I just love how he was like a quarterback on the defense. He constantly was able to...
Kuechly?
Yeah, he was such a...
All-time linebackers of all the linebackers you could have chosen. You chose Kuechly.
I like his mind, like how his mind worked. Like he was constantly like the quarterback of the defense. I really liked that. And I felt bad that he had to retire so young, just because the Panthers stink. And then my third...
Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Defense.
And my third linebacker is Dick Butkus. Number one, he was super scary, and I love watching his old highlights because he just takes people's heads off. Number two, he did that while also having the name Dick Butkus.
Middle school must have been fun for him.
Yeah. I mean, think about how many times he would have been bullied. I mean, like, seriously. And somehow, and that's probably why he became a linebacker, just because he wanted to take people's heads off.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my linebackers. Who are yours?
Honorable mention is Dick Butkus for me.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I've gotten into your head.
I'm kind of disappointed in you for forgetting this man.
Who?
Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, okay. I included him in pass rushers.
Oh, okay.
That's a completely different position, technically. For me, anyway. Yeah, I would never forget him. Let me just say that.
Number two, like, these next four I have, like, personal connections with.
Personal connections with?
So,
alright, let's hear it.
So number two, this man legitimately scared me when he played. He legitimately scared other players on offense.
Oh, I forgot about a guy.
Lewis.
Ray Lewis? Yeah, I have him on. But I forgot about a guy, Mike Singletary. I would also want him.
Hey, guess where he's from?
I have no clue.
Baylor University.
Oh my gosh. Just constantly slamming home the Baylor University, huh?
He's legitimately the only good player that's come out of Baylor. Yeah. Besides RG3. He would have been a freaking goat if he didn't get injured.
That's true. So, do you have any other linebackers?
Heck yeah, we got the legend Jack Lambert.
I have no idea who that is. I know you've told me like he's part of the Steel Curtain, right?
Yeah, this is hard for me. How do you not know Jack Lambert?
I've heard the name, okay? I just haven't seen him. Because unlike you, I don't...
He's that dude who took the creepy picture with his two front teeth are gone.
Oh, alright. I remember him now.
And then my last linebacker, I actually went to the Hall of Fame the year that he got inducted. Mr. Jack Ham, another Steelers legend.
Another guy named Jack.
Yeah, Jack's very good on the Steelers.
Alright, so I'll pick this one now. I want pass rushers. Pass rushers. Who are your pass rushers? Or, I guess, defensive tackles.
Okay. I think I'm gonna put Michael Strahan is on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I have Alan Page on there, who is another beast on the Purple People Eaters.
Yeah, Purple People Eaters. It's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. Not as good as the Steel Curtain or the Steel Hurtin', but...
The Steel Hurtin'. Get that out.
I actually hate that name.
Get that out of my ears. The Steel Hurtin'? That sounds like, I don't know, I can't think of a metaphor to accurately describe that.
It's horrible.
Mm-hmm. The Steel Hurtin'. Do you have any other pass rushers?
Reggie White, Bruce Smith, some more legends.
There are so many good pass rushers.
And then the greatest pass rusher of all time, Mean Joe Green, another Steelers legend.
This is just going to be all Steelers, isn't it?
There's not a lot of offensive players from the Steelers, but defense, If I had to choose a defense, I'd choose Steel Curtain
Yeah.
plus T.J. Watt and Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yep. So, my pass rushers, Lawrence Taylor, Kevin Green, who's a Steelers player, so feel happy.
Yes.
Reggie...
I'm surprised that you even put him in there.
I really liked him, especially because I saw, like, a Football Life documentary. Reggie White, Aaron Donald, which Aaron Donald, Mean Joe Green, only because he convinced me. And then, this is a Chiefs player, one of the best rushers of all time, tragically died in a car accident in the middle of the snow, Derek Thomas.
Top 5?
Yeah. Well, this is technically a dream team. It's technically a dream team. And even then, I would still put him in top 5, because Derek Thomas was amazing.
Yeah, he's not in my top 5. I don't even know if he'd make my top 10.
I'm glad you know of his name, so that makes me happy.
Of course I do. He was a great player.
Yeah. Okay, so next.
Before we go on, I want to point out Mr. Kevin Green.
Yeah, Kevin Green.
His Hall of Fame exhibit is all the gloves of NFL quarterbacks and his gloves. He went up to quarterbacks after the game if he sacked them and asked the quarterbacks to autograph the gloves.
Wow, that's dedication
so there's
right
like
there.
Brett Favre, Peyton Manning.
I can imagine him like walking up to like a quarterback and just like, give me your glove, sign this, and then just take
me. My gosh dang gloves.
Just sign my gloves.
After absolutely slamming the dude.
Yeah. So all right, let's move on. Let's say running back. I want to hear your running backs.
Okay, no Steelers on this one.
Yeah.
But Franco Harris and Jerome Bettis almost made it.
The bus.
The bus. Number 5, Adrian Peterson.
Yeah. Isn't his nickname like All Day?
Yeah.
A day AP.
Number 4, I feel like this guy would be higher on my list if he didn't play.
Oh man, he cut out. You cut out. Oh, he cut out on me. That's a bummer. That's a real bummer.
Oh, number 4, I have Jim Brown.
Oh yeah, Jim Brown.
Number 3, Emmitt Smith. Number 2, Walter Payton. And number 1, I have Barry Sanders.
Yeah, so that closely resembles my list. I have Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, then I have LaDainian Tomlinson because I liked how he was like a small guy and just ran through people. I like that.
Yeah, he almost made my list too.
I had him over Emmitt Smith. And then I also had Jim Brown as well.
Wow.
Alright, so I feel like wide receivers is going to be a long list, so we should just get out of the way now. Who are your wide receivers?
This is my most controversial one.
Let's hear it.
I've got Terrell Owens at number 5.
Yeah, I have Terrell Owens on my team too. So.
Number 4, I have Randy Moss.
Yeah, so do I.
Number 3, I feel like you probably don't know who he is. He might not have even played 50 years ago. No, he did. No, don't worry. He's within the range.
In the criteria.
Don Hudson.
I have no idea who that is, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I just learned about him, and wow, what a career he had. He played defensive back, defensive end, and wide receiver.
Oh, so this was a time when you could be like pretty much anything. When you could be like literally the entire team. Let's see, when did he get drafted over? Okay, yeah, so he was in the range, in the criteria.
He was born in 1913. Wow, imagine.
He's an old one. All right, and I assume you're on number 2, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to go to number 1 is Jerry Rice, obviously.
Yeah.
The second greatest wide receiver of all time.
I'm preparing for some bias.
Antonio Brown.
Yep. How could you possibly rank?
He's the most productive wide receiver of all time.
So, you're telling me you would rather take Antonio Brown over Megatron Calvin Johnson?
I would take Antonio Brown over Jerry Rice.
Somebody get me something to hit. What? Do you actually believe that? I think this is a lot of bias talking.
I firmly believe that Antonio Brown was a better route runner He did not have better hands.
Did
Jerry
you
Rice
get
thought-
hit
yeah, he
in
had
the
better
head by
hands.
Vontez Burfict, like Antonio Brown, to cause us have this
If he didn't,
insane logic?
if wow, that don't talk to me about Vontaze Perfect. He single-handedly ruined the Steelers franchise.
I think you mean Antonio Brown's franchise.
So, Antonio Brown more productive than any wide receiver I've ever.
That doesn't matter. This is a dream team, not a stat team.
Oh, Dream Team, easily my number one wide receiver.
Oh my gosh. Let's just. I'm gonna throw something. This logic is making me cringe.
I feel like if Antonio Brown was the number one wide receiver his entire career, and if he had Joe Montana throwing to him, he would have better stats. He would have been the better player
Well,
than Jerry Rice.
no, I disagree with that. I think Jerry Rice is on a completely different planet than Antonio Brown.
I think Antonio Brown's on the entire different level.
I completely disagree with my entire heart. So, my wide receivers. And Antonio Brown's not on here. I have Jerry Rice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine hating Antonio Brown that much.
I have Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson, Megatron, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, and Tyreek Hill.
Hopkins over Antonio Brown. Julio Jones over Antonio Brown.
All statements that are fact.
You literally got to be joking.
You've got to be joking when you say you'd rather have Antonio Brown over Jerry Rice. I could do this all day.
I'm literally speechless that you would take DeAndre Hopkins.
Now you know how I feel when you said that you would take Antonio Brown over Jerry Rice.
I'm literally stunned.
Now you know how I feel. Let's move on before I break into your home. Quarterbacks. Who is your quarterback? Your starting
I'd
QB.
take Tom Brady.
I'm speechless. Who's your backup?
So for my backup, I gotta go with Joe Montana.
Oh my gosh. Alright, that's understandable, I guess. I can't get too mad about that. And now do you have a
Do
third?
you have either of those quarterbacks?
I have Joe Montana and Tom Brady. Of course I do. And I'm totally not editing my team right now.
To put Antonio Brown in, I'm assuming.
No! Alright, so do you have any other quarterbacks on your roster?
I'd take Peyton Manning as my third string.
I think he would be like a great what do you say? Like a good mentor, I guess, to Patrick Mahomes, who's definitely on my roster.
No.
He's gonna be a great mentor to Patrick Mahomes. On the sidelines, he'll be like, "All right, Patrick, here's how you study the film." And I know that's
Patrick Mahomes is not even in the top 50 all-time quarterbacks.
this is a dream team, okay? And you're telling me
Still, even in my dream team, I'm taking Johnny Unitas, Otto Graham.
you would rather take them over Patrick Mahomes.
I would take Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson over Patrick Mahomes.
I'm gonna leave this meeting. I can't believe you would say such injustice to Patrick Mahomes. The man, the myth, the legend. The one flaw about him is that he puts ketchup on his steak, which is pretty
Yeah, that's
inexcusable.
actually pretty good.
No, you're wrong. Ketchup on steak, bad. That's general consensus.
Have you ever had it?
No, and there's a reason.
You gotta try it.
Why
We're
would
gonna
I
make
want-
another video about that.
Okay,
Trying
no,
Patrick
I'm not
Mahomes.
trying Patrick. No. My quarterbacks. I'll go from third string to first string just because I love emotional build-up. At my third string, I have Tom Brady. No, I'm just kidding. I have Peyton Manning, obviously, to mentor young Patrick Mahomes. In my second string, I have Tom Brady. And in my first string, I have the best quarterback that will ever play the game. The best quarterback, the best athlete ever. The man who can make a throw from every single arm angle.
I'm gonna mute you.
Patrick
I swear I'll mute you.
Mahomes. He just muted me.
I
Wow.
muted him.
That was really.
Don't worry, we're all good.
That was really. Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes,
Gosh dang it.
the best quarterback to ever play the game, and whoever
The only
will
reason he won
play the
MVP
game.
was because he could throw weird passes.
Weird passes. That's what makes him unique. That's what makes him great. The arm angles that he throws from. When he throws sidearm, I think that he is throwing it from another dimension. That's how good he is. He is so good. He is so unbelievably good. And if you ever say that you would rather have another player on your roster, then you're just being fake news. And I know that makes no sense in context of this, but it makes sense for my argument.
I would rather have Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Joe Namath, Johnny Unitas, Peyton Manning.
Alright, I turned him off. Not hearing that. Not hearing any of that. Is he still talking? I turned you off, by the way. I turned the audio off. So they could not hear your propaganda. Your anti-Patrick Mahomes propaganda. He's in shock.
Peyton Manning, Otto Graham, Johnny Unitas.
He's been muted again. Yes, I've turned him off. Okay, he's back on. So, before you start spreading okay, he muted me. Wow, this is really gotten out of hand. Okay, this is getting out of hand. I can't handle this injustice that I'm being forced upon on me right now, and that doesn't make any sense, but it does.
I'd take Drew Brees over Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, now you're just making things up. You're making things up just to spite me.
I'd take Antonio Brown over Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, I'm leaving this meeting. This is done. This is done.